Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We are going to stream Elden Ring tonight. And I say we because I am joined with a guest. Captain Caveman, is here.
Hi. Hello.
It is gonna be good to get back to some co-op Souls in tonight. I will go ahead and get our new game started here. Just got a little bit of character creation to do. Will not take very long though. So for people who are curious about build stuff, Cam is going to be what Cam always is, which is Captain Caveman. But I am going to be the basic pitch is buff Ice Warrior Babe. That is the move. It's gonna be like the Gut Sword, Great Sword build, but it's gonna be icy. Because there's been ice in previous Souls games, but it has not been super good to use. And they made it kind of viable in this game, and I want to play around with it. It also seems like it would be very good for co-op because like ice is going to soften down the enemy, and then Cam can kind of come in with the big
Did
bonk.
you say that they made ice kind of viable in this game?
It is much better than it once was. That is the more accurate way of saying it.
Yeah, it's a little viable, I think.
It's a little viable. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. But we have a cutscene to watch.
Hey, Ted's here, and he subbed. What's up, Ted?
Hello, Ted.
Hey, do I sound like a robot? Some people are saying I sound robot-y.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know. Do I sound like a robot to you?
No, you do not sound like a robot to me.
Oh, well. Dude, did you know I love Twitch?
Oh no. Is
God,
Robot Cam audible? Can you hear?
They
you
can
understand
hear me.
him?
Yeah. They can hear me. I mean, yeah. So I
Okay.
don't know. This may be a setting that you want to mess with later.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
Maybe this session is just me and Robo Caveman, and
So I'm like legible as long as you guys can like understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care what I sound like.
that's what matters.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's
Cool,
watch.
then, yeah.
Let's watch an opening cutscene, people. We are loading the opening cutscene.
There is some kind of like minor insider baseball that I do want to talk about with regards to my build, but I can save it until after.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
We have the double game audio right
Great
now. Hold on.
Elden Ring
Nice.
was shattered. In our home, across the fog.
Oh man, that's probably gonna
The
continue to
lands
be a problem if I don't figure out a way to fix it before this cutscene is over.
Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden
It's good now, Emma, but that's just because I have the
was
game audio
first
muted,
to perish.
or the desktop audio muted for, so you can't hear Cam.
Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other.
Dang, is that
whom
cutscene still
grace
going?
would again bless.
Cutscene is very long.
Sheesh.
A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fall
Oh, you can hear Cam?
to the lands between.
How did this happen? Cam is literally
To
muted in
stand
my OBS.
before the Elden Ring.
Cool.
I don't care about that.
I'm glad
And
it's fixed.
become the Elden Lord.
Okay, the cutscene is now over.
Cool. Stupid cutscene anyway. Who cares?
The cutscene is interesting. The cutscene is worth talking about. I didn't pay much attention to the cutscene because I was mostly paying attention to my OBS audio settings. But anyways, Cam, do you have thoughts about the opening cutscene you would like to share? Since your voice sounds good
okay. I think that the open. I don't know if my voice sounds good. I think they just think they can hear me. I think the opening cutscene in Elden Ring is very funny because it is completely possible to go through the whole game and like not even learn who they're talking about.
now. Yeah. I mean,
like,
you will have to meet two of those people.
Yeah.
But you don't
Well,
have
yeah,
to
you
meet
have
the
to kinda,
others.
like, yeah, you kind of have minor run-ins with a couple of them, but
Yeah.
like the rest of them are sort of like completely optional, and I think it's very funny. Like I think, like in a weird way, like I feel like Elden Ring, also because it's just like pictures, you know?
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
not
think that
video.
yeah, I think personally that Elden Ring has like the least or the most like who cares of all Souls games intros, where I'm like, not only do you not even have to meet all these people, but also it's like the '97 Berserk anime where they're just like, well, for all the cool stuff, we're just gonna have like matte paintings and move them around. And it's fine, it's funny, and it's it's fine
really
and whatever,
wish
but
it
doesn't
was.
really.
I do really wish
Yeah,
it
go
was
ahead.
in motion. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I understand kind of why it's paintings. I think it's supposed to be like legends or something, you know, like in the
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild cutscenes.
Yeah.
But I do like it is it is like kind of mind-blowing to think about what that would look like if they did it in like the Dark Souls 2 like really high-res style video aesthetic.
So like I think that you can do the whole like, hey, you're listening to like a story from a grandma type of thing. I think you can do it well because I think that the opening of Wind Waker is really cool, and it's like hieroglyphics that you're looking at,
Yeah.
and literally like as the song plays and the story is being told, it just backs away slowly from like one image and reveals it more fully, right? And I think that is like really cool in the context there. I think in Elden Ring it's mostly funny. Like I don't think that it does, like mainly just because like it's like I don't know, maybe just because the other ones are hit so hard, you know, like the Dark Souls 1's intro is so good.
Yeah,
and
it is incredible.
Dark Souls 2 intro is so good.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls 3 is it's whatever, but I still think it's pretty good.
Those two though are the top,
especially 1 and 2. And Bloodborne's intro, come on, you know what I mean? Like in the grand scheme of things, I think it's kind of like underwhelming, and I thought this like from the gun, like when I very first played the game.
I was sad when I saw like
whatever.
the still images immediately.
Yeah, and also that it was like, here's these people, and then you're like, you can get almost to the entire game and be like, I only met like one of those guys.
There's also
talking about.
a little bit of confusion on the front end about like who these people are, just like in the context of the cutscene. Because I think we're kind of trained to expect there to be sort of a roll call of bosses. These are the people that you're going to be fighting. But no, those are actually the people you're going to be like either fighting alongside or competing with, depending on how you look at it. And again, like you don't even need to acknowledge their existence for most of the game. There is some important story stuff in there that is worth talking about. I imagine that this stream of this game will be kind of a combination of talking about, you know, just our take on the game and having fun with it, and also kind of trying to figure out the story or explain the story as we go. So, I mean, my basic read on the story stuff in the intro is there was a queen named America, who kind of ruled over this nation, the lands between, or this continent, the lands between. And then there was an assassination, a thing called the Night of Black Knives, where one of her children, who was a demigod, got murdered. First demigod to die, I think, in the history of this land. And then the land kind of fell into civil war as, you know, the power structure was called into question, and America's other children began fighting for the throne. And there is a prophecy that a type of person called a tarnished, which we are, is going to like take up that throne eventually, or something like that. Does that sound more or less right to you, Cam?
I think that one thing about it that kind of seemed that seems important, I think, like to mention, is also that like the reason that the whole thing even is able to get sort of kicked off is because the America, the queen, like destroyed the Elden Ring.
Oh,
right?
true. Yeah,
and,
important.
And when doing that is kind of like what threw everything into like, not that specifically, but like that kind of opened the door is I guess my best understanding of it.
Another thing that is confusing about it is another little fantasy thing that I guess audiences are trained to think, is that the Elden Ring is a ring, like it is the one ring to rule them all kind of thing. And it is not that. It is more like this almost like DNA strand of law, like holding the society or the universe together. Which is kind of abstract and not really well explained by the game, but it is more of a vibe.
The Elden Ring is kind of like it's like I think the easiest way to understand it is kind of think of it in the same terms that you would think of something like the laws of physics or something, but it's not necessarily just that. It's like also laws that, you know, determine how people act and interact and stuff like that.
The code of society something
Yeah,
like that. Also like the
exactly.
hierarchy of society too.
Yeah, and also laws of physics type stuff like time and age and death and
Death,
all that.
yeah.
Are all like parts of this thing.
How life works.
Yeah, so it's a little it's a little wonky, but like you know, as we find out later, you know, America the Queen or whatever was not really like a super willing participant in the formation of the ring to
Right.
begin with. And so her breaking it is kind of this like act of rebellion against a like kind of like an imperceivable cosmic thing. And then like we are sort of dealing with the backlash of that.
Because the power structure is still kind of in chaos right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to interrupt and talk to Vare real quick. Here he is.
Oh, yes.
Oh, this guy.
Tarnished,
Love this guy.
Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance.
Yeah, Emma mentioned that he thinks
strength
part of the reason that the intro wasn't animated was because the game was like the finishing touches at least were like produced during COVID, which is honestly probably has
that makes
something to
sense.
do with it.
Yeah.
To die in obscurity. Luckily for you, however, there is one
Ornstein
shining
says
ray of
maidenless.
hope for even the maidenless. Me.
There it is.
There it is. We said the thing.
There's the thing God said.
I'm familiar with grace, the golden light that gives life to you, tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you, tarnished, to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
Okay, I think that's all Vare has to say.
Grace's guidance.
Okay, yeah.
Castle.
Oh wait, no. Hold on. That was one more thing.
Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly. To Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
Ornstein says in chat that Vare sucks. I think that, I mean, we could get more into this later. I think that Vare is like not significantly less moral than just about anybody else in this game. But anyways, the thing that we have learned from him is that, you know, here we are to fulfill this prophecy, but we can't actually fulfill it because part of the prophecy is that a tarnished has to have a quote-unquote maiden for undisclosed reasons, and we don't have one. So we can't be the tarnished Elden Lord. But we do have the ability to see something called the guidance of grace, which is what this like golden beam that is sort of emanating off of my checkpoint here, pointing me towards the Erd Tree. Basically, it's kind of unclear at this point what it is pointing me towards, but so we are basically following the arrow that says this way. And we are not fighting this thing. I guess we could talk a little bit about game design. Elden Ring is a kind of an interesting case in open world game design, in that they kind of wall you off in like unusual ways, one of which being just kind of putting roaming field bosses that you're way underleveled for. And it sort of trains you to make your way around those things, and sort of, I don't want to say railroads you, but gently nudges you in the direction that a first-time player is kind of meant to go. And it has nudged me into this church, where I'm going to meet another friendly face named Santa Claus.
You're tarnished. I can see it. And I can
Yeah,
also
Emma,
see
I think Swafford
you're
knows
not
that. I think he was
after my
saying like at
throat.
that point in the story,
Why
you don't
not
really know
purchase
what
a little
it's pointing
something?
you at.
I am Kale,
Yeah,
purveyor
I don't
of
know.
fine goods.
The coolest thing about the Guidance of Grace or whatever is that whenever you go
Goodbye.
fight Godfrey,
Mm-hmm.
he has like a grace that points him at you, which
Yes.
is cool.
Extremely cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's pointing you towards your goal, but your goal is ultimately like, you know, weaving you down this winding path to the Erd Tree eventually. Anyways, I'm going down this winding path and killing my first enemy. Rip. I'm also expecting / hoping that Cam and I can like steamroll this game. That is the plan. I think that like the combination of Unga and Bunga between Captain Caveman and what my character is going to be, and just like how familiar we are with each other's playstyles and this game. I'm hoping we can kind of counterbalance some of the like crazy hard stuff in the last third, and make it much more fun than some solo playthroughs can be.
Emo said, "Did you buy the crafter's kit when you were talking to Kale?"
I didn't have any souls yet, so I could not.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'm about to rest at Grace and meet another person. We're just meeting all sorts of people today. And then after that, we are going to go on a little riding tour through the lands between. But here's Melina.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
Ted
Orange
simply
Steam says,
said,
"Can we talk about
I
how
offer
good
you
the
an
characters are in
accord.
this game? FromSoft's pretty good with characters, but there's only 2 examples of quote Great Warrior Fallen from Grace and Corrupted, which is impressive for FromSoft."
who are the 2 examples? Radon and is it the guy on the
Here's a
cover?
Godfrey.
Who?
Offering guidance.
Like Godfrey,
and
right? I
aid.
mean, he's like
I guess that's
he's
true.
like the OG tarnished.
Yeah.
But you,
Yeah.
I am afraid.
I do think the characters are
Are
really
maidens.
vividly drawn in this game. I really like
I can play
so
the
many of
role
their
of maiden,
personalities.
turning runes into strength.
And even Melina, like, okay, I guess one thing that Cam, you and I have been have chatted about a little bit off
You
stream
only take me with
is the whole concept of like a level up waifu in these games, because so many of the games
Yeah.
have that. And I think that Melina like
Summon me to
kind
a
of
place
transcends that trope into like an actual character. But I don't know, what are your thoughts on the trope in general?
Another matter. I bequeath to
I
you
mean,
this
I
ring.
hate it. Like, I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I don't just hate it because it's
Use
like
it
annoying to have to go
traverse
like
great
level up
distances.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, I like how in Dark Souls
It
1
will
you can just
summon a
like
spectral
level
Agreed.
up at the fire or
Named
whatever.
Torrent.
But
Yeah.
I also just kind of like
Torrent has
hate the
chosen me.
parlance and stuff like that. Of
Yeah.
The
Treat
whole
him with
like,
respect.
and this game has made it like so much worse on terms of people talking about like, you know, maiden this, maiden that, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
The
it's
maiden
so
less than.
irritating, and I think it's just kind of like
Shall I
something that
turn?
sits
Let my hand
relatively
rest
like
upon you.
unexamined by the
Forgotten
games
moment.
engaging with like fantasy tropes or
Share
whatever.
them
But
with
it is
me.
so annoying. Like, I don't know. It is like easily the like most eye rolly thing about like the like Elden Ring community, I guess, as it is, like that, how often that joke is used,
and just
all
like
that stuff. It's just
how
lame.
how some of the like the tropes of the message system kind of just
Yeah.
make really lazy misogynistic jokes about women.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, it obviously there is like there is like the gendered aspect of it or whatever, but also it's like this weird, like, it's a combination of the gendered thing and then also like the you know, purity unmarried thing. It's just gross. It's weird.
So calling it
a bunch of-
a maiden specifically like is making it worse, making the trope worse.
I think. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that like the entire, it's just. I mean, it's not the. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit around like, you know, wag my finger at anybody over it or whatever. I just think it's kind of like it's. It makes me kind of like, like, you know, when somebody says it, it's like, okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like of all the things that get like repeated constantly in communities, you know what I mean, like that become like mimetic or whatever, most of them are pretty stupid and annoying. And I think that like the sort of like left unexamined thing about like, you know, well, we're just kind of like I don't know, the thing has like the term maiden specifically with Elden Ring has like just become like flatly a stand-in for like saying some pretty awful things about especially like women specifically, and so it's just like I don't know, it's just kind of weird. It and I know that it's mostly just like teenage boys probably doing it, so
yes,
you know, it is what it is.
I know some of them. Some of them are probably watching stream right now.
Yeah. Well, get mad at me, not Swafford. I'm the one that's making fun of you.
No, I am also making fun of you.
Yeah. But and it's not so much that I think it's like the worst thing in the world or anything like that. It's just kind of like lame. Like, get better jokes. I don't know.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that in general the Souls games have a weird fixation on that, on like the whole like, here's like a pure little lady who's gonna help you level up or whatever.
For sure.
And I think that like a lot of that gets curtailed pretty easily by the fact that you yourself can play, you know,
play a woman.
like a woman.
Yeah,
I
like
guess,
Ted said in chat whenever I was talking to Melina, simply lesbians.
Yeah, but it's like it still feels like just residual and just kind of like left unexamined, which is what makes Bloodborne so good.
Because it does examine it. Yeah.
Yes, and like all of that stuff, and it is kind of like tucked in there actually thematically. And like Ornstein says, like it's perfectly coincided with Megamind thing, dominated the internet for a few months. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And he says it's this game's The Cake is a Lie. Exactly, like that is exactly how I feel about it. And
though there are a lot of like really ubiquitous memes that came out of the game that I think are still kind of funny and charming, like calling turtles dogs. I think that's fun.
Sure.
It is specifically like the way in which the maidenless thing is kind of primed to be used in an icky way that makes it like sour so quickly. Right.
And I think in general, right, and maybe this is getting a little in the weeds with it, but I think that in a lot of online like parlance or whatever, like in spaces that are typically like they believe already that they have like created a good space for any kind of group to be like inherently, like people are just think, well, it's, you know, it's 2022, so like women or whatever probably already feel comfortable being in this community, and they're just like slinging stuff out like that. It's just kind of weird, you know. And I think that like it's a big thing in fighting games too. Like people do this kind of thing where they just like, it's just kind of like an ignorance to what the term is and like the objectification of it and stuff like that. And maybe this is a little bit too heavy for stream one, like 20
Stream one, we're in it.
But it's like, it's just like, I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's just kind of like, it's just like, you're doing so much for something that's not even that funny. You know what I mean? Like, so why, you know, whatever. But basically, I think that there's a lot of spaces now that people will like very quickly just devolve straight back into saying some pretty like ignorant stuff just because they think they're already like, oh well,
We're doing it
this is
ironically.
like a quote unquote progressive space, so we're doing it
Yeah.
ironically, whatever. And it's like, I don't know, man. It still sounds kind of weird. I
Right.
guess I don't know, but
Well, we're putting our stake in the ground on that one.
yeah.
Where I am currently, one thing that is happening on screen is I am taking my riding tour through the lands between, because I, as a ice warrior, need to get Hoarfrost Stomp, the Ash of War that is going to let me do a bunch of ice stuff. At least all the ice stuff I can really do for the first like 2/3 of the game, really. But I need to go way out here into like the end of the second full area to get that, which I kind of like doing. Like, it's a long trek, but I kind of like just seeing the landscape of the game like uninterrupted by combat encounters, because the game is just so stupidly beautiful. Like, maybe the best looking game I have ever played. I don't know. What is your take on just the look of this thing, Cam?
I mean, obviously, it looks really good. It seems like almost kind of like I don't know. Part of the interesting thing about doing this stream is that like I feel like that like a lot of the stuff has been digested pretty well at this point, So it's like it's kind of weird. It kind of seems almost redundant to even mention, but yeah, okay, yes, the game looks amazing. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty crazy that it can run and look as good as it does on all of the systems that it runs and looks as good as it does on. So pretty, outside of like a lot of the things that I'm sure will be said about the game in general while we talk about this, it's like, I mean, the game's amazing.
Yeah,
like
we are
around.
definitely gonna have like highs and lows when talking about this thing. But yeah,
just like on a technical level, it's crazy.
It is amazing that it exists.
Yeah.
And have you watched that video essay? I think I linked it to you in a Discord you were in, called "How Elden Ring Balances Darkness with Beauty." You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
That video essay, I would encourage anybody watching it to Google it and watch it. It's like 30 minutes, and it's mostly like this video essayist in photo mode, kind of capturing the world of Elden Ring, the parts of it that you don't notice as much while you are doing combat stuff. And she also like makes a bunch of direct comparisons to like romanticist paintings and stuff that is just really jaw-dropping. But yeah, I love just kind of the
Ammo
landscape.
says Swaff exclamation point.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go back through chat for a second here.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's see here. Ted making fun of the thing. Oh man. Let's see here. Yeah, so Ornstein says that he always thought that the Souls waifu thing was dumb, especially with Ranny and Melina in this game, especially Ranny. But also Vigor Check is always very funny. I agree. That one's the funniest one to me. But
wait, I have not heard this joke. What is the joke?
So like people, it's basically literally like there's a thing in like fighting games too where like you will just get completely sauced by something that is like really stupid and unfair, and people will like just say like skill issue, like it's like
Yeah.
it's your fault somehow basically. But one of them kind of like ironically in this game is like how many things can like just one-shot you and kill you, including other players with like really, quirked up builds or whatever. And so people like will jokingly say, you get hit by something that kills you in one hit. And those call it like a vigor check, basically. Yeah. Like half joking, half not. Basically, so, vigor is way more important in this game than it has been in other games.
It's true.
And also, people hate leveling up health in any game ever because it's like the most boring stat to upgrade for most people. But yeah.
Forgive me.
Oh,
Says
man.
that most
Been
sexism is in the
testing
Elden
me
Ring community focused on a certain
determine
redhead. Yeah,
if
it's
the
probably
Elden
true.
Ring
Although I
would
think that a
truly
lot of the
have
ways
you,
that people talk about Randy is
if you
pretty
had the
creepy.
metal to endure this
I
long
just
Looks good
rested at
now
a.
and will age well.
Sorry, I just rested a site of
Memories were
grace
unfound.
accidentally. Not accidentally. I thought that I
Had your
just
measure
would
from
get a
the very
checkpoint for
start,
myself, but
whereas
it's
I
the
needed
I
to
got
take
far enough away to where Melina
There
is
is
now
but
like trying to
one
take
other
me to
thing
the
I
round
can
table
do to
hold.
offer you
So
guidance.
Yeah.
that is going to slow
I
me
can
down for a
take you
second.
to the round table
We'll
hold,
explain round table hold stuff
gathering
later,
place,
but I'm just
Yeah.
going to work back
tarnished
here.
champions.
Emma is telling you to get
Guided
Ice Spear.
by grace.
I
I
think he's
will.
planning on it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Very well.
Let's
And I
see
might
here.
carry
Uh,
two weapons. I might carry the great sword
For
with
but a
Hoarfrost
moment.
Stomp, and I might carry an actual spear that has ice spear.
Ted asks where you think From Software goes from here with Elden Ring.
I mean, Elden
like
Ring
after
2, I
Elden
think,
Ring.
is where it is going after Elden Ring. This
Mm.
game sold so ridiculously well compared to everything else they've done. They've made the announcement that they're going to expand it into a franchise that extends beyond the games, which I think, the best case scenario, that means there's going to be a George R. R. Martin novel or something. But that's
No,
probably
that'd be
not what's
what
going to
you
happen.
wish for.
Yeah.
The monkey's paw curls.
But I almost am a little worried that they might not make other games that are not Elden Ring because of how successful it has been.
Did you ever beat Sekiro?
I still have not beaten Sekiro.
Okay.
Why do you
Alright,
ask?
Never mind. I was just thinking of other From Software games in the, recent past. Yeah. I would like for them to make another Armored Core.
Oh, they're going to
Personally.
do that.
Yeah.
It may be... Well, it's definitely going to be like a very different kind of game.
Oh yeah. Did you ever play any of the Armored Core games?
I've not.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably play the new one when it comes out if it's on a console that I own.
Elden Ring DLC, says Ornstein, obviously.
I'm really excited for Elden Ring DLC, though I am a little
Emma
worried
says
about what they
go
might try to
beats.
do to us.
Go beat Sekiro, says says Emma.
Oh, dang it. I'm on the wrong cliff. My walking tour through the lands between just got a tiny bit longer. What else has been said in chat?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep you as up to speed as possible here. Ted says if they do another game as immersive as this, I'd be happy with Elden Ring 2. I agree.
Oh, for sure. I would love an Elden Ring too, especially if they balance it a little differently based on the criticism that the game has gotten.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some kind of half and half there. You know what I mean? I think that, like, because the game appealed more broadly than any of their other games have, I think that some of the criticism that the
It
game
might
was
just
getting
slide
is-
off.
I think a lot of it will, and I think, honestly, a lot of it should. But I wonder how much of it will be like balanced out by that or whatever. I guess we'll see. Who knows? As Ornstein said, FromSoft doesn't typically listen to the community broadly all that much.
That's true.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing, I think.
They've done a good job, like, patching this for PvP reasons. For the most part.
I don't know if I'd say they've done a good job. Really.
They have paid attention and patched some things that were, like, notably
Yeah.
overpowered. Maybe not
I think
much as they could have.
As someone, I ask Emma's opinion on this too, but like, as someone who really likes Souls PvP, I do not like Elden Ring's PvP at all, not one bit. I don't like it. I don't ever do it unless I'm like, I get invaded basically.
I've kind of been enjoying playing around with it. I usually lose, but it is generally fun regardless.
Yeah.
I wish that it wasn't the same rules as Dark Souls 3, where like when you invade, you always get paired up with somebody who has a partner. But I've had a lot of fun just having matches with people.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a difference in getting what you're referring to, where, like, you get pulled into a world where someone has another person. I'm talking about, like, people who are doing PvP. Like, you're going to the thing in front of the Raya Lucaria and getting summoned with a finger and
Yeah.
fighting somebody there, right? God awful. I mean, it's really spectacular how bad it is. It is not. It's not fun. The meta is also like very stagnant, and there's like a couple of kind of fun, wacky weapons, but it's mostly just you see like the same, I don't know, 5-6 builds over and over and over and over. And
There are, and that's a shame because there are so many wacky weapons and crazy builds that you can do in this game.
Yeah.
In terms of like build variety and player expressiveness, this is like kind of the most fun game to play around in.
In some respects, yeah.
Okay, I think I know where I'm going. I am at the Caria Manor, where I believe the Hoarfrost Stomp little beetle is. But I'm gonna have to just poke around a bit to find it.
Yeah, Ornstein, I'm like kind of aware of your disdain for Dark Souls 3, but I think Dark Souls 3 has kind of, unless maybe potentially Bloodborne, but I think Dark Souls 3 has probably mechanically the best PvP of any of the games.
It does,
like,
I agree.
There's just so much there that you can do that works, and it's relatively solved, but not to the point where you can't edge out people who are doing things that are probably better than your build and stuff like that. Dark Souls 1 PvP is really bad, but it's also pretty funny.
Yeah.
So like at least there's that. And then Dark Souls 2 PvP is awful, for sure, definitely. But I think I like Elden Rings even less.
Nice. I got Hoarfrost Stomp. The riding tour is over. I do have to meet somebody else.
Ted, I guess, has made a jab at me. Said that I play too much chivalry, so we know where my bread is buttered. What is that supposed to mean?
I do not know what that means. Hoarfrost Stomp did get nerfed, Ornstein, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it still perfectly suits PvE just fine.
Yeah.
It just got kind of nerfed for. I mean, it got nerfed pretty significantly for PvP, but that doesn't keep people from using it really.
Well, you're back.
It was so stupid on release, like so busted.
Goodbye.
I was expecting to warp back to the Church of Ella, however you say it, and see Ronnie, and she is not here. What triggers her exactly?
Has to be nighttime.
Well, I thought when you warp back, it always is nighttime so that you can see her, but maybe that's not true.
Sometimes you have to set it to nighttime.
All right, so I'm going to. I guess I gotta clear out this ruin by myself so that I can get enough souls to summon you.
Get the crafting kit. Or
Yeah.
Whatever.
So let's play some actual Dark Souls, people. Are we a full hour into the stream? Yeah, we are a full hour into the stream at this
Just
point.
about, yeah.
But it is time to play Dark Souls.
With no further ado.
What a concept.
Yeah. Oh, Ted says I just like fast PvP. That's probably fair. Elden Rings isn't particularly slow. That's not really what I dislike about it. It's more just like it's just boring. I don't know. It's hard to there's so many options in this game to make stuff and make it fun and have
There's
different
just
weapons.
a
do
handful
different
of really
things,
exploitable things, and people
Yeah.
exploit them so much that that can be annoying.
and that is a game side fault, not a player side
For
fault.
sure.
Of course,
Yeah.
players are they're always going to do that. People like to win, so people are going to do what they can.
Yep.
And also, just generally, I do not like the bell ringer thing. Like the fact that you have to have somebody with you to get invaded. I think that's stupid,
Mhm.
and it incentivizes world PvP to be really boring as well. And so PvP, all in all, in general, in Elden Ring, big stinker. It's bad. It's like the worst thing about the game. That's kind of where my thing is, I guess, on it.
Man, I just spent way too long fighting that soldier of Godric. We got a lot more to get through. What is the current? Do you want to talk a little bit about the current status of Captain Caveman?
What about him?
Well, we're gonna have you in here soon. You have played through much more of the game than I have, so you're gonna have access to.
I think played is being a little generous.
Yeah. Ran through.
I didn't want. So this is the thing I was gonna mention about like my build, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a pure strength build, but longtime fans of the stream will note that I typically use the Great Club or two. But in this game, the Great Club is weird and it has a bad Ash of War. I love the Great Club. I think it looks really cool because in this game you get like a hunk of the Earth Tree as your weapon.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that.
But it has a bad Ash of War and it doesn't scale with strength very well. So I'm just using the large club. Not a huge difference, but you know, for those that they can score at home, I guess. Also, I have gotten all the way past Lanedale Royal Capital, right?
What is your level?
I am level. I think I'm level 12.
Whoa! That is much lower than I expected.
But I didn't do everything. I'm mainly just like hitting gray sites, getting stuff, and running away.
How many
then,
bosses
like,
did you
killing
have to get
essential
through
stuff.
in order to get that far?
Way less than you think, my man. I didn't even have to kill Godric, but I did. I killed Godric. I've killed. I think I got Renala. And then I ran around. I got the Haligtree medallion. Or not the Haligtree medallion, sorry. I got the Dectus medallion, so I didn't have to fight the big lizard. Then I got up to Altus Plateau, ran around there for a little while. Anyway, I'm like very low level, but I have 10 hits of Estus and like a ton of sets of armor and a whole bunch of souls and stuff like that. But I didn't want to go up too far because I don't want to get scaled down really hard whenever I join your game. So I would rather be close to your level because it's actually more effective. Like I get more bang out of it if I'm closer to you. So that's my plan right now. I also have like just tons and tons and tons of upgrade materials. So as soon as you start upgrading stuff, I can start upgrading stuff too.
Good.
Yeah.
And Captain Caveman does occasionally play around with fire stuff as a caveman would. Which is gonna pair really well with ice because when you hit somebody with an ice attack and hit somebody with a fire attack and they are frozen, that like undoes the ice, which then allows me to reapply the ice. So we might have a real cool loop here.
Yeah. Yeah, and my Ash of War actually is very cool. It's like the one that flames up your weapon, so
good.
It'll be neat. Emo says, let's see here. You can be within 15 levels, I think, and not be scaled down. Yeah, you can be within a few. I saw that. I'm just trying to stay as close as possible, basically, because I just don't want to, you know, whatever.
Ooh, I got the big
scaling
guy.
in this game is brutal. It's brutal.
It really is.
It's so brutal. It scales like everything back.
You gotta get stuff to level like 60 or 80 if you want to see a lot of numbers out of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, being high level and getting summoned into a low level person's game. Like,
oh, that kind of
scales you
scaling.
down really badly, yeah.
Okay, I think I have everything I need. I think I've killed everybody in this ruin. Let me grab this thing that I need to put Hoarfrost Stomp on.
Ammo, man. You remember when this game first came out and we were like talking about like scaling and multiplayer and stuff like that? And when we very first noticed that it like scaled your stamina too, we were like, what? It's like, why would you do that? Because it also scales your stamina down and like pretty brutally too. And I think in previous games, if it touched your stamina at all, it was like not significant. Like not enough to even notice. It
They
would, like,
give
knock all
you-
your other stats down, but
They give you so much stamina on the front end of this game too. Like I think every individual point gives you a lot. Like I can run for. I mean, you can't tell right now because I'm not in combat and the stamina doesn't go down. But like, you need to be able to roll a lot of times to get away from some of these attacks that the bosses will do. And like to a certain extent, like that becomes annoying because you will have to wait forever to have a turn to hit. Anyways, I now have the for calling finger remedy, which means that I can call you in. Let me put my password on. You have a password on?
yeah, I need to do that too. Yeah.
Where should I summon you? I know I had a plan, and I forget what the plan was now. Let's summon you. Well, actually, okay, so this is an important thing for chat to know. Because Elden Ring is such a different kind of game in terms of like the structure of it than the other Souls games we played, it's going to be kind of weird to do on stream in terms of like figuring out what actually to do on stream. There's so much of this game that like doing a completionist run of it would probably be tedious. But so much of the game is optional, and we kind of need to pick and choose where we go. So I'm hoping at the end of today's stream we will do Tree Sentinel and Flying Dragon Agil. But between now and then, we can kind of do whatever in Limgrave. So we are down to take requests from chat for what
you guys have
bosses you want us to do.
Oh, I will say this: we do need to go to Coastal Cave so you can get your thing, your like needle and stuff like that.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do the Bach thing.
I'll go to scales down your weight and crap too. I know it was so stupid. I hate it.
So do you want me to go to Coastal Cave? I'll need to go talk to Bach first.
Just go to Church of Ella.
Okay.
That's fine. And we'll just meander around.
We can take a
there.
walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also a thing to know for people who have not done co-op is that when you are doing co-op with somebody, you cannot ride torrent. So our traversals through the lands between are going to be kind of in slow motion with, I guess, time to take in the sights and have commentary.
Yeah, I think that there's gonna be parts where it will probably behoove us to like just let you ride torrent, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah. Okay, so I'm putting my sign down basically just like right next to the Grace in Church of Ella.
All right, I am waiting for it. The Lord of Rot suggests that we go to Kenneth Height. So we could do that after I just gotta look at Captain Caveman's face. The character creator gives you so much flexibility in this one. So I'm excited to see what creation you have concocted here.
MO, yeah, I know. See, what's gonna have to happen is like when he actually goes into the instance, he'll just have to resummon me. But I think we're trying to like walk together to the places.
Can I resummon you if I've just used my for calling finger remedy?
You'll just need more, but you just get them from the thing. I think I can just drop you some if you need them.
Oh, that'll be great if you could just drop me all you have.
I have 20. I can just give you a few.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
That will
just
make this
whenever you
so
see
much smoother.
whenever you see the Erd flower, just always get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any outside the Church of Ella?
Yeah, there's one right near it because it's trying to like
There it
teach
is.
you to use it.
I need to buy the crafting kit. It's Captain Caveman. Long time no see, buddy.
It's me.
Take a look at him.
Just when I thought I was out, they dragged me back in.
Oh man, that's so good. Oh, do you have clothes for me, by the way? Thank you.
I do, yeah.
Good. I love that.
Let's see here.
Oh man, this is
Got
gonna be
stuff.
so good.
I come bearing gifts. Let's see here. We got, what did you want again? The bandit, or
the
battle mage mansion?
fur boots.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Battle mage manchettes. Yeah.
Alright, there you go.
Oh no, this. And fur leggings. So we're both kind of like caveman. Caveman
you
mode.
Got invaded.
Invaded. Cool. Hi.
It's
Captain
called
Caveman.
repent.
I am going to completely rely upon you here, but I might get a hit in or two if I can manage. I don't have Hoarfrost Stomp on yet. That is dumb. I should have gotten it already. Oh. Man, this guy's isn't doing anything fancy. He always has some swords.
Yeah. Well, we are at like level 1.
We are at level 1. I have not leveled yet. Ooh.
Not gonna hit your Estus, buddy. Where is it?
Oh.
There it is.
There it is.
Wonder how many they've got. Guess we'll find out.
Okay, I'm getting a little too cocky here. We will probably end up getting invaded a lot because of the way that invasions are drawn to
Yeah, probably.
co-op play. Oh, get him! Ah, there it is. Yes! That is 1 for the PvP counter. 1 win. Very nicely done. Okay, are we walking to Bach?
Yeah, lead the way, buddy.
All right. I love that that was our first, like, actual in-game experience together. Good character moment for Captain Caveman and Glacia, which is the name of my character.
Wow, Glacia. Got a real like She-Hulk vibe.
That's the goal. Ice She-Hulk.
Spiral Battle Mage. Nice ammo. It might be useful in places like Raya Lucaria, where you can get really gummed up doing PvP forever. So like that might be a good place for like if we get invaded, we just be like, let's just summon ammo and tell ammo to chase them around. While we just do the dungeon.
That would be good. Okay, let's go around this.
Yeah. Ted says you're wearing Uggs.
I am wearing Uggs. I will eventually be holding Big Sword, but currently we are too low stat to hold Big Sword. Thank you.
Nice to just walk around Limgrave.
It is.
Most zones won't feel this nice to walk around in.
That's true. Oh,
You there?
can you hear Bach's dialogue on your end?
Is he talking right now?
He just was.
Then no.
Okay. Well, now we are doing a
You?
audio puzzle
You there?
of finding.
wow.
Stop
Is it
pretending you
is it
haven't
this?
seen me.
No.
Ted just gifted me a sub. Thanks, Ted.
Oh, thank you,
I'm now
Ted.
subscribed to the channel that I'm on.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye?
One of these bushes is actually a small monkey man.
I'm gonna commune with the old goaties.
Good. Enjoy your time with the goats. They don't seem to
Yeah.
want to enjoy their time with you very much.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Where is Bach?
Oi! You there? Could you help us out, Cully?
Is it this? No? Oh, it's this. Hello.
What'd you go and do that for?
Look at this dude.
Yes, I remember. Some clock
Can you see him?
turned me into a tree.
He's a little,
You were
he's a little
just
specter.
breaking the spell, weren't you? Thank you. The name's Bok. I was pushed out of the cave, told not to come back, not ever. Then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along, really. Oh, what a shame.
Then you get the Patches squad.
When they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned. And so this is all I have to express my thanks. I hope you can forgive me.
This is a nice fellow, Lord of Rot.
Yeah.
Or, well, if you can afford to wait for a while, I could sneak back into the cave and bring
Yeah, I like
back
this guy.
something of actual value.
I like that Captain Caveman has blinged
Then
out
might be of
shins.
some real use to you, I
Yeah.
reckon.
Well, if you'll recall, when we played through
Right.
Dark Souls 1, he actually
I'll
had
need a
like big old
moment.
metal boots.
Oh, did he?
Kind of,
I'm
but
frightened
but he
of
didn't
them.
have, but they didn't have shoes on
So
them.
I have to
They were
cover
like metal
myself.
shin guards that he wore.
Is that the current
And I
situation?
imagine-
You're barefoot?
I
Thinking about
imagine
that
that,
god-awful
yeah, it
cave.
doesn't
Good.
have shoes.
Sure.
It's just like metal, basically like hockey pads. But I imagine in his time between Dark Souls 2, or I guess 3, and now, he's found some nicer pants.
Right. Yeah, he's really glowed up. He's
Yeah.
done a lot of world saving, a lot of e-girl
true.
protecting, and I'm sure he's
That's
been
right.
repaid handsomely for his duties. Okay, so the
Alright,
guy
where
we
are we
just
off
talked
to the
about,
cave?
we're going to the cave. The guy we just talked
Yeah.
to, Bach, he is, I believe, a demi-human. Is that correct? Which is a race of people in this game. There's lots of races of people in this game, and lots of like racial hierarchies and like
Yeah.
castes in this game. And so we'll talk more about demi-humans, I guess, when we go to do the Kenneth Haidt thing later.
Just when I think Weeping Peninsula in general.
Yeah,
like
that's
there's
true.
a lot of the demi-human stuff over there.
Yeah, when we
so
do Castle
maybe when we do
Morn.
that, yeah.
We may want to do Castle Morn and Kenneth Haidt on the same day because they kind of go together.
Yeah,
Um,
we can do that.
But anyways,
Look at this little pond.
it's a nice pond. There's a nice turtle by the pond too. And there's not even a dog message by the turtle. It's kind of surprising. Anyways, Bach says he got chased out of his cave where he was living, which like displacement of people, like forcible displacement of people, is a theme in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to help him take his cave back. Got a little side quest to get started with.
It's very common in these games for someone to be like, "Yo, can you go get my thing back?
Yeah.
Can you go kill everybody at my old thing? Get this dark tree flower. Get this
Oh.
flower."
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like this little jog that we're on.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Just a brisk like, trail run we're doing here. Just keep it in shape.
Is this... This is the way, right?
Close enough. Where'd you go?
Oh, hold on. I am going the wrong way. You are going the right way.
Oh, there you are. I was like, what happened?
Hello.
Here we go.
Oh, that's the way. Oop.
Yeah. Then over here, and then you drop down onto this thingy.
Oh, I don't think I've ever taken this path.
This is the way I always go, because there's a merchant down here too.
True. Is it over here, next to this waterfall?
Wherefore art thou? It's
think-
underneath the ruins we dropped down on.
Ah, okay.
Over here. Yeah. Glacia and Captain Caveman become Hitman for a Goat Man. That's true.
Monkey Man, really. Which is very on brand for us.
What do you need?
We don't really need anything.
It's cool that you can gather like natural stuff when you're the cooperator. Also, I went ahead and just like am gonna wear the thing that makes me look like the host. So
Yeah.
hopefully if we
Good
get
call.
invaded, that'll help with that. So yeah. And then our cave is right here.
Sweet. And there's some demi-humans hanging out outside the cave, just chilling.
Yeah,
So
I
are you
gotta,
gonna? Can you drop me
I
some
gotta sever.
remedies before you? Oh,
Oh, no. But you picked up that flower, so make one out of that.
I did not buy the crafting kit, but I can
Cool.
warp back and get it.
Well, go get the site of grace inside the cave first.
That's what
and
I'm
then
gonna do.
warp back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just meet you back in the cave.
All right, it's cave time.
It's
Almost.
caveman. It's
Caveman
where-
in the cave.
into cave. Ted says just checked Letterboxd and Swaff has not watched Conan the Barbarian. Important text. Separate
have
message.
not.
Important caveman text.
Yeah, I need to watch Conan the Barbarian. It is a text. You're a fan, right?
It's okay. It's like my dad loved it.
Wait.
Um,
Well, you're
but unlike a lot of the movies that he like showed me when I was a kid that I kind of like reappraised when I was older, that I was like, no, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Conan's fine. It's not like
It's not Predator.
it's not Predator. Nothing is Predator. Yeah, that would be fun, Ted.
Okay, I will be in the cave with my for calling finger remedy momentarily. Oh, and when I warped back, Bach is here. Michael says he has never interacted with Bach, which is wild.
Wow. I mean, it's easy. Like,
If you
can-
don't find the
Yeah,
bush.
I kn- in my first playthrough, I heard him like yelling and stuff like that, and I like walked over to see if I could find him, and I just gave up and was like, whatever, and I just left. And I like did not encounter him again until I played through the game the second time and remembered that I had just left something there.
I've never gotten all the way to the end of the quest line, but I know what happens in the quest line, and it's really sweet. There are rarely FromSoft characters with as heartwarming of quest lines as Boxes.
What are you doing here?
All right.
All right, let's go.
Get my
Let's go fight
my
some
little
other
lantern on.
cavemen.
It's
Caveman
a
v
real
caveman.
descent situation in here.
It is. I have no light source either, other than Captain Caveman's club. Okay, is that everybody? Nope. One more. Two more. All right.
I really like the chunky like noise that the club makes when it hits the ground.
I am fully. This is somewhat unrelated, but I am fully greatsword pilled in this game. I am so
Yeah.
excited to have a big sword go whoosh.
Yeah.
Also really like this combat encounter. It's fun. Reminds me a little bit of Gargoyles in DS1. Did it before the second one could join.
As is tradition.
The steamroll begins. We got him. We got our sewing needle. We could go down this tunnel, which is gonna like pop us out at this church with a dragon thing on it, but that is not particularly relevant to us right now. I'm gonna go back to Bach. It is 9:26. Do you want to go ahead and jump into Tree Sentinel and Flying Dragon?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
I hope I am skilled enough to do Tree Sentinel at the current level that I'm on. Even in co-op, that is going to be tricky. But I can probably level at least once now. I have not leveled it all yet, but I can probably do it at least once now. And I could get out the big sword that I grabbed in the ruins. Let's see. I cannot quite get the level that I need, but I might be able to two-hand it.
What level are you?
I am
Like
level
overall?
10.
Okay.
Okay, I can wield this with both hands. And I can put Hoarfrost Stomp on it, which is going to be very close to my final situation. This sword is just not quite as big.
Alright, my sign is down next to that like grace where Vare is.
Okay, I'm going to talk to Bach real quick.
Oh,
Oh, do you not say anything different now that I've
doing here?
beaten the...
you
No, he
mustn't.
doesn't. Oh, give the sewing needle. Here you go.
Wait. Is that what I think it is? You got it back for me. My sewing needle.
Bach may have already mentioned this, maybe I missed it, but his mom was a seamstress. And like he was holding onto the sewing needle as like a sentimental token of sorts. And that quest line, that is going to be expanded as like a whole character arc later. Of which there are so many in this game. A lot of NPC quest lines that will probably mess up. That are really interesting. Did you say you were going to the first step or what side of grace?
First step.
Okay. I'm just going to run there real quick because I'm a Church of Ella. Need to very carefully not aggro the Tree Sentinel too early.
Be careful, buddy.
Sorry for saying we're going to take requests and then just not taking requests. Maybe that can be a thing we start next stream with.
Yeah, we're gonna have lots of open air, I think.
Yeah, for
After
sure.
I think the first couple of bits, like we've got to kind of get you set up in a certain type of way, but like after that, it'll be a little easier to just be like, hey, is there anybody around here that people will want to see us try to fight?
Yeah.
Or dungeons you think would be cool for us to go through, or
Who
whatever.
needs a whoopin'?
Who needs a whoopin'? Exactly.
Did I not summon you? I did.
You did. On my way. Morgott, Radon, Melania, Godfrey, Moog, Godric are all great characters on their own, especially Morgott, one of the best FromSoft characters. Yeah, he's really interesting, actually. We'll talk about Morgott next time when we actually go fight.
We will.
Morgott.
I think next stream we
Wait.
will try to end with Margit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
I thought. Oh wait, are we gonna do Weeping Peninsula first?
Oh, you're right. Well,
Yeah.
I would like
Well,
to do
we'll
as
see.
much of Weeping Peninsula as we can next week, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Hello.
Alright, big boy. Hello. Whoop.
Oh, I got
Watch
hit.
out.
Oh, man.
Nice.
I thought I could roll away.
How many Earth Tree flowers do you have?
I have a handful. I still don't
Okay.
have the crafting kit, but I can probably just grab my souls and go buy it.
Andrew Swafford.
Yeah.
Why don't you have the crafting?
I should have bought the crafting kit. I have
You
no
should have.
excuse.
I wonder how many Erd Tree flowers I have just like sitting in my inventory. I can currently make another 8 Erd Leaf flower, not Erd Tree flower.
Where's my souls? There they are. Thank you. Goodbye to you, Sentinel. I do not wish to fight you.
Love Weeping Peninsula first playthrough, but following playthroughs kind of drain the luster. There's only a few places of interest. Yeah, I mean, I think the cool thing about Weeping Peninsula to me is that it gives you more time in the parts of the lands between that are kind of like lush and green.
That's
and
true.
kind of like overgrown and like with like stony ruins and stuff, which is a vibe I really like in games like this. Liurnia kind of has a little bit of that on the parts that are on the land, but it's mostly dealing with the big watery area, and then of course Caelid is Caelid. Altus Plateau is still forested, but it very clearly has like its like grand royal gold thing going on, and I like that Limgrave and Weeping Peninsula are kind of like greeny and rocky and
I know
kind of
that,
rolling hills and stuff.
Altus Plateau is doing the Grand Royal thing, but it also could just read as a forest in autumn, and is really beautiful on that level, I think.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, did you ever play Ghost of Tsushima?
I have not played Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima does the autumn forest thing so well, like, so crazy well. There's this area, and I think it's called the Golden Forest or something, where, I mean, it's like stunning, honestly, but like, I don't know, I mean, lots of Limgrave also looks like it's in like early autumn though, so I don't know, it's like I think the decision with Altus Plateau to make like everything so golden and stuff is obviously to make it feel distinct from Limgrave, but it's not just the fact that it's all forested and stuff like that, like just kind of the environment itself. Yeah, so like Ornstein is saying here, like, loves the road in the autumn and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, I like that Limgrave doesn't really have a road. I mean, it has it, but it's not like as sticking out.
It feels
as
like it is
Altus
mostly
Plateau.
just overgrown. Like nature has kind of reclaimed this place.
Feels reclaimed, or at least in the process of being so. And I like that about it. I think it's a neat aesthetic.
All right, let's get this Sentinel.
Let's get this old son of a gun. Ow! Alright, you old so-and-so.
This dude is really hard. They had a lot of gall just like dropping this guy as the first enemy you come across. Okay, he's iced.
Alright, let me light up.
Oh,
Oh yeah, buddy. Man, he broke out of that quick.
whew,
Heal, 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 heal,
good
heal.
block. Oh no! Ooh, I narrowly dodged that. Got lucky. Woo! Oh no! Jeez.
Man, he showed you.
So close. How many of the flowers do I need to get a
Two.
calling finger?
You just need 2.
Okay, so I should just be able to pop outside Church of Ella and get one I need.
I'll drop you a few more.
Please
whenever
do,
you summon
yeah.
me next time. Yeah, I just keep forgetting. Alright, signs down.
Cool. Where's my flower? Here it is. Okay. Okay. Finger for called. We're gonna get him this time.
If you say so. Ornstein asks, what's your favorite boss mechanically and lore character-wise? And he asked the question to me as well.
That is a good question.
It's, for me, probably Godfrey / like Horaloo. I think the fight is really, really fun.
The
and
fight
like,
is great.
Super, super, super climactic. And also the, like, lore with him is pretty cool. Like that he's like the first Tarnished and he's coming back to try and like, I mean, he's literally like from parts unknown, like showing up, trying to like suplex you out of the way. It's pretty amazing.
I'm struggling to think of what mine would be right now, but I'm also in the middle of fighting this thing, so maybe give me a beat. Oh man!
Also, we forgot to give you more.
Sure did.
Yeah.
That needs to be the first priority next time.
Yeah, I also like that too, where he's like one of the only characters. Like in a lot of the characters in this game like to talk a lot of trash about how lowly you are because you're Tarnished.
Speaking of, I might say Margit / Morgott, honestly.
Yeah.
It's pretty up there.
Iconic.
I love the spectacle of the Renala fight, though I don't love it mechanically.
Yeah. She's also kind of weird lore-wise too, because she's like sort of just doing her own thing, and you just sort of show up and like ruin her day.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, lots to talk about there when we get there.
Yeah.
I like the way she kind of slots into the lore.
Yeah.
Radon is also great as a spectacle fight.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, a lot of the shard bearers or rune bearers or whatever they're called are really awesome to look at. Rykard being one.
Rykard also probably the best meme fight that they've ever done.
It is the best
probably.
meme fight they've ever done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am online again, and I see your sign.
Okay, this time I'll drop you some remedies.
Yo.
Uh-oh, my game just crashed.
Oh no!
Sorry, buddy.
Okay, maybe it will keep my online status intact?
It will, yeah, for sure.
Okay, you back? No, you're not back.
I'm booting the game up. I had to close it.
Gotcha. See if Vare has anything else to say while we're waiting.
Oh, well done. Well done.
I also really like
indeed.
the whole like vibe
You made
with
it
the
through that
like
entire mess all
the
way
Night
to
Vike or
Stormgate.
whatever. I think
And
I think
off
the
you
whole thing with
trotted
him is
to
really
the
cool.
round
That's
And I
the
wish it was kind of
NPC
like
fight, right?
My sincerest
Yeah, I wish the fight itself
congratulations.
was bigger, but I like the
How did you
idea with him a
find
lot.
the
Like that
round
he's like
table?
one of the only
Oh,
he's like one
you
of the
don't
tarnished to
have to
get
say it.
closest to the throne, and then
before the
he just
round
like
table
didn't
was
do it.
chock-full
Mhm.
of
And then everyone is
venerated
like,
warriors.
I wonder why. I
But
wonder what
now
that's about. And then when
it's
you
home
figure it
to
out, you're like,
puff
oh, he
chests,
found the three fingers. That's why.
Yeah. And he's the guy on the cover of the game, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that that is the mascot.
But still, the
Yeah.
round
The guy who
table
had decided
isn't
not to
hurt.
do this.
Why not
Yeah.
earn a seat? Fly straight and true.
He went chaos mode, which I appreciate and love about him. Love that for her.
Then you're interested.
I think that the
A
three
wise
fingers
choice
ending
indeed.
the whole three fingers
To
thing
join the
to me
round
is
table
the
proper,
best.
you
I
must
love it.
acquire a
Speaking
great
of
rune
2 and
and
3
request
fingers, this is a part,
audience.
like a big part of the lore we haven't really acknowledged yet.
in the inner
When
chamber.
right after the opening cutscene, when Melina like comes across my character's body, where like Torrent has kind of led her to me. She's talking to herself / talking to Torrent about how like, you know, I may be the one to fulfill the prophecy, even if it does. I forget the actual phrasing of what she says. Even if it does go
My sign is
against.
back down, by the way.
Okay, cool. Do you remember the phrasing of this? Like, even if it does go against the Golden Order or something?
I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
But there is like a religion that is centered around this icon of 2 fingers called the Golden
Well,
Order.
sort of. The Golden Order is the like real iconography is the Elden Ring, right? The 2 fingers are
Yeah.
supposed to just be those thingies are kind of like high priests or something, basically.
They're like
they're
antenna that are like communing with an outer god.
Yeah.
Which I think the whole outer god system is extremely interesting, and we'd love to talk more about that once we get deeper into the game, and particularly how it pertains to like the whole like deity system in Game of Thrones. I have lots of thoughts about this. But now
I
it's
would
probably
be
not the
very
time.
curious to hear what you say about that. Okay, hey, come back here and get this.
What am I getting? Oh, for calling finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it?
Do you see it laying right here?
I do not.
Oh, okay, hang on. Let me see if I can just drop you some flowers.
Okay. Weird that you
oh,
can't
I-
drop those.
Yeah. Can you see these?
I can. Sweet.
there you go.
Okay. I will just craft
Alright.
8 of those right now. Cool. No more co-op issues. This time,
I have
though.
not. I have not seen the manga thing.
Oh, there's a manga series?
Apparently.
I'd be wondering if, or I am wondering if George R. R. Martin is involved. He iced.
Nice.
He's iced. Oh, get me out of here. Oh.
Watch out, buddy. Eyes
He
up.
can close distance
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick.
If you're on foot, you're essentially not ever really safe.
Yeah.
He's got something that can get you, usually.
Oh! Ah! I got stuck on the world geometry, but I am still alive. For the time being, anyway. I can't take another hit. Oh, and I'm out of stomps. Oh man, we might do it. Oh, we're so close.
Stay safe, stay safe. We got it, we got it. One more. Get in there. Come on. Ah,
Got him.
there you go.
Woo! Golden halberd. Very nice. Is there anything to read there? Let's see. Golden halberd. Weighty halberd forged of gold. Wielded by the Order of Tree Sentinels, heavily equipped knights. Deals holy damage. A masterfully crafted weapon that lives up to its heft. It is difficult for one of mere human strength to wield. The skill is passed down from antiquity among the knights of the capital. Raise armament aloft and pledge to honor the Erd Tree. Oop, I just lost my... Pledge to honor the Erd Tree in battle, granting self and nearby allies increased attack power and defense. So this guy is very far from home, the capital in front of the Erd Tree.
I really love the Tree Sentinels. I think they look very cool.
They look
and it's like
amazing, yeah.
It's a like trope I like a lot of like green, the whole Green Knight thing where it's like
It is, yeah.
I'm like a knight but for the woods.
Mm-hmm. There's
I'm
a
like a
tree growing out
Lorax.
of my helmet.
Yeah, I'm like a Lorax type knight.
Mhm.
You know, I think stuff like that is very cool.
Okay, do we have time to do
We can try
one
to
more
get a
fight?
guild, yeah.
Okay, where should I summon
I
you
will
from?
go. You should probably get me from. excuse me. I'm trying to think of where the safe place to start would be. Okay, if you're going from like where we were fighting the dude,
The tree sentinel.
and you go like, yeah, if you go like towards the lake where the dragon is. Actually, you know what? Just go to Church of Ella. Summon me out front.
Okay, sure.
Church of Ella. Yeah.
Can I level again? I can level again. Nice.
This one will be interesting because I'm kind of the opinion that the dragons are like supposed to be fought on horseback.
Absolutely. And like,
So,
we've talked
we'll
about
see.
how FromSoft kind of struggles with dragon fights in general in their other games.
Yeah.
They fixed them in this game, but they fixed them by giving you a horse. And we cannot do it with a horse. So
Ted
we'll
says
see.
that Cam made a Green Knight in D&D, and Lord of Rot says that sounds based. It was based, I promise. It was great. He used a halberd and everything. This was a long time ago, too. Let's see here. Ornstein says dragon fights are mid in this game. I think they're better than they have been in other Souls games.
yeah, I strongly
But
agree.
That is not a high bar though. And it's better than like Skyrim or something. The dragon fights in Skyrim suck. Okay, let's go fight a dragon.
Let's go fight a dragon.
Yeah, probably outside of the purview of what we've got left in this stream, but we can talk about George R. R. Martin some.
Oh yeah.
As I'm sure we will. You know, the old boy had some stuff to do with this game. And you are watching Gambo right now?
I am watching Gambo. I'm watching it for the first
Yeah.
time, and I just finished season 6. So
Yeah.
I'm getting into the stuff that people really hate.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the little dragon spot.
Yeah.
So these guys, fun fact, I believe are actually worshiping and praying for the dragon to come down and kill them. I
They're
think.
like, bro, give us a hand. He's like, sure. Say less, I'm here. Alright, this is where it's gonna get funny.
Yep. We're going to have to do a lot of closing distance. It's just
Okay,
like the
okay, okay.
Elden Beast
Ow.
fight. Ooh, I iced him. I really like this fight too. This might be among my favorites. Like,
Of the dragon fight?
yeah, like just
Or-
the first one. I think it's balanced perfectly for you to ride Torrent and fight in.
Yeah.
The place you fight him in is extremely cool. The spectacle of him coming down is great. I love the way that he kind of like, you get so many different angles of him because of the size and how mobile he is. It feels very cinematic, kind of fighting around him. Oh, except when he
Then
disappears.
He does that. Yeah. Then he does cool stuff like that.
Hey. You chill. Bat. Okay. Thank
Alright,
you.
I'm trying to get a drop on old boy. I'm going this way.
I'm coming. Right behind you.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Ah! Okay.
These dudes came back.
Oh, all the people.
Yeah.
Funny. Ah!
I knew this one was gonna be, that attack was gonna be rough to try to deal with
Oh.
without old Torrent.
man.
Are you dead?
Yeah.
Did he one-shot you?
I think I was a little bit below full health, but yeah, even early bosses take a lot of your health in this game. I'm gonna revive at the Stake of America if you want to do another attempt at this.
Sure. Ted says Conan isn't like either of our favorite movies or anything. We think not like we think it's a masterpiece, but it's pretty good for a schlocky 80s movie, and is maybe the genesis of Ted Camp fascination with Captain Caveman type aesthetic. Both since it's part of both of our childhoods. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think it's like it's definitely like a head empty, like use only your, navigate the space using specifically your extremely large male body to like do X or Y or Z thing. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, etc. Where is the Stake of America?
It is in front of a random tree. Sorry, I cannot be more helpful.
Amazing.
I can go back to the first step if you would rather.
Well, hey, how
Or the
about
treasure-
just go
treasure
to the like chunk of Farum Azula that's laying in the lake?
Sure.
I'll just set my sign on
Okay,
that.
I'm there.
Yeah. All right, I'm setting it down. I'm setting it,
Whereabouts
like,
on the chunk?
on one of the columns, like so where it looks, so it's like sitting up a little bit.
I thought I heard it. He's getting dangerously close to me right now. Please don't notice me. Oh, he noticed me. Cool. Would be really fun to find your summon sign. Hi.
Okay, go to the direct middle of this thing.
The direct
big
middle.
And then, do you see like?
Oh, I
there's
see it.
like
I see it. I
this-
see it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, summoning. Where'd you go? Ah! I'm amazed I did not get hit by that fire just now. I wonder if his health is going to be lower because I started the fight without you in it.
I don't know, but you're not summoning me, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I thought it did. Let me try again. Okay, summoning
There I go.
cooperator.
Yeah. Being summoned to another world as a cooperator. Have you hit a mini?
Yeah, he's taking some hits. Oh, you just took a big
Alright.
ice hit.
Alright, here I am. Can't quite get to his noggin.
Does it do more damage in the head?
It does. This attack is
Ooh.
so brutal if you don't have Torrent.
Yeah.
It happens so fast.
Man.
I'm just gonna start hitting his arms again. Hit. Okay, what are you gonna do? Napalm. Oh yeah, hit him on the head.
Chunk.
that I think is literally impossible to outrun without Torrent. Okay, but it's okay. I have my bubble on, so. Good. Ah. I'm alive.
Oh man, this distance closing is annoying.
Yes, sir.
Reminds me of another boss.
It's gonna do the thing. Sucks. Just take cover. Okay.
Nope.
Nice grief. Ah.
So much health.
Cover. Okay.
Oh! Please don't kill me. Okay. I survived. Just barely.
So lame.
Yeah, a thing that happens a lot with boss in this game, as much as I like this one, because it's designed for Torrent,
Yeah.
like, they will have a lot of health. They will do 80% of your health every time they hit you. And they will give you a chance to hit them once every now and then. And you're just
Yeah.
mostly running around and waiting for that chance and waiting it
Yeah.
out.
I mean, I don't really super feel like that's a problem in this game outside of like a couple of very specific bosses that are
Yeah.
supposed to be kind of endurance testing you. We're just kind of getting like a meme version of it here because we're playing the game literally wrong.
Yes. Like
So-
at basically first level too.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
Oh no 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 no! no. Okay. Whew. I'm so glad I did not accidentally roll into that.
He's very far away. Do not blast me with your flames. No. No.
Oh, she's on
Gonna do this with
Ooh, ice! Ice!
our frostbite. Oh,
Let's
got a
go.
head bonk. Got a tail bonk.
Oh, I almost got another head bonk. Let's go!
Get him.
Oh no!
No, you're not. You're
I can't
dying.
even. Okay, good. Oh yeah, great enemy felled. And that'll be our first Elden Ring stream, folks. Thanks for coming along on our first embarking into the lands between.
Yeah, I hope everyone had fun and will come back.
Yeah. Next week, there will be no audio issues. I'll probably have a great sword and will look very cool. And we'll go out into the Weeping Peninsula and maybe even fight Margit or something.
Yeah.
So, thank you for watching, everybody.
See y'all.
Goodbye.